There are an estimated 4.3 million of these people in America right now, mostly concentrated in zip codes with at least 2 crystal shops. You're born as the only child of 2 extremely reasonable accountants. Your mother reads you Goodnight Moon. You are not interested in the Great Green Room. You point at the moon through the window and babble about selenite. By age 3, you develop a strong opinion about sage versus Palo Santo. Your parents take you to a pediatrician. The pediatrician suggests more time at the playground. You suggest the playground has bad energy. Your destiny is not in a cubicle. It is in a cluttered spare bedroom, selling moon-charged glitter jars to strangers on the internet. This is your origin story. Childhood is where the divergence becomes undeniable. Other kids collect Pokemon cards. You collect river stones you insist have specific vibrational frequencies. You organize them by chakra, not by type. You bring a rose quartz to show and tell. You explain it opens the heart to unconditional love. A boy named Timmy asks if it can make his dad come back. You tell him that's a separate spell and you'd need his mother's credit card information. The teacher, Mrs. Gable, sends a note home. Your parents frame it. They think it's creative. They do not yet understand the Etsy listings that await them. Your first business venture starts at 9. You find your mom's glue gun and a bag of dried lavender from Costco. You create lavender sachets for peaceful dreams. You price them at $19. You sell one to your aunt. She pays you. You immediately spend the money on a pack of glitter from Michael's. The cycle has begun. You learn the word metaphysical. You use it incorrectly for 3 years. You tell your soccer coach you cannot play because the field's ley lines are misaligned. He benches you. You consider this a spiritual victory. You have more time for your craft. Your parents try to intervene. They enroll you in a summer coding camp. You refuse to touch the computer. You spend the week weaving friendship bracelets and telling the other kids the colors correspond to planetary alignments. You charge $5 per bracelet. You make $35. The camp counselor writes on your evaluation that you have a unique entrepreneurial spirit. He does not write that you disrupted the Python lesson by loudly cleansing the room with a feather you brought from home. Your parents give up. They buy you a hot glue gun of your very own. It is a sign from the universe. And just like that, you reach the most insufferable period of being an Etsy witch. You're a teenage Etsy witch. Your peers have crushes. You have a dedicated altar to deity you found on a wiki page. You burn incense in your room. Your dad installs a smoke alarm directly over your desk. It goes off every Tuesday during your full moon rituals. You start an Instagram for your business. Your bio says spiritual entrepreneur. Your posts are photos of your products next to a cup of tea. The caption is always a single emoji and the phrase available, link in bio. You get 11 followers, 7 are bots. Discover TikTok. You film videos where you stir intention into jars of salt. You use a specific wooden spoon. The audio is always that one Lana Del Rey song. You do not get viral. You get 300 views. One comment asked where you got your sweater. You reply that it's thrifted and carries the energy of its previous owner, a Libra. The person does not reply. You take a marketing course from a woman on YouTube who says she manifests 6 figures. You pay $37. The course tells you to be authentic. You are now $37 poorer and no more authentic. Tag a vibe which you know in the comments. They need this. High school is a blur of being mildly bullied. The popular girls call you Crystal Girl. You decide to own it. You start a lunchtime table where you offer 1-card tarot pulls for $2. You pull the Tower card for the quarterback. You tell him it means sudden upheaval. He gets benched the next game for fighting. He blames you. His girlfriend, a cheerleader, pours her chocolate milk over your deck of cards. You salvage them. You list them on Etsy as a spiritually charged, trauma-informed tarot deck. You price them at $45. They do not sell. The cards are sticky. You turn 18. You do not go to college. You tell your parents you are building an intuitive brand. They cry, but not for the reasons you think. You move into an apartment with a friend who is a Reiki master. Your room is also your warehouse. You have 42 unfinished manifestation oil bottles on a shelf. Your business model is now fully formed. You sell digital PDFs of spells. You sell stickers that say, protected by Hecate. You sell candles. You name things like CEO, money drawing, abundance, fire. The description says it's made with ethical soy wax and charged during the Mercury retrograde shadow period. It is a tea light from Dollar Tree. And then you become an adult with the witchy entrepreneur genes in full bloom. Your Etsy shop has 114 items. Your bestseller is a self-love spell jar. It contains pink salt, rose petals, and a single sequin. It costs $28 plus $7 shipping. A customer named Linda from Florida leaves a 1-star review. She says the jar arrived cracked and her self-love is now leaking. You respond publicly. You say the crack was a sign from the universe that she needed to release old patterns. You tell her the leak is metaphorical. Linda disputes the charge with her credit card company. You lose $28. You block her email. Dating is a special kind of disaster. You go on a Hinge date with a guy who works in it. He asks what you do. You say you're a spiritual guide and small business owner. He asks if you have a business license. You say the universe is your license. He excuses himself to the bathroom and never returns. You are left with the bill for 2 artisanal kombuchas. You post a story about protecting your energy from vampire. The IT guy sees it. He does not feel seen. He feels relieved. Subscribe so you can keep crying about people you've definitely met. New roast every Tuesday. You diversify. You start a Patreon. The tiers are Acolyte for $5 a month receives a monthly digital tarot spread. Priestess for $15 receives the spread and a shout out in your Instagram stories. Coven Leader for $50 receives a 5-minute voice memo where you hum over their name. You get 2 patrons. Both are at the Acolyte tier. One is your Reiki master roommate. The other is a mysterious user named Moonchild22. Moonchild22 is you on a second email account. You need to make the Patreon look legitimate. You are now paying yourself $5 a month minus Patreon's cut. Supply chain crisis hits. Your supplier of tiny glass vials increases prices by 300%. You cannot ethically raise prices on your Clarity and Focus Mist. You decide to make the vials smaller. You call it a travel size. It is now 1/3 of the product for the same price. A customer notices. They leave a review saying they feel scammed. You reply that abundance is a mindset, not a milliliter measurement. They report your shop to Etsy for misleading listings. You get a warning. You take a bath with Epsom salt to cleanse the corporate energy. It does not help. You try to scale. You run Facebook ads targeting women interested in astrology, yoga, and goop. You spend $80. You get 1,000 impressions. You get 2 clicks. 1 click is from your own phone by accident. The other is from a man in Estonia who immediately clicks away. You make 0 sales. The algorithm has judged you. You decide ads are too masculine, too left-brained. You return to organic growth. This means posting 3 times a day about crystals and your cat. Your cat's name is Merlin. He is not magical. He throws up on your altar twice a week. A pivotal moment arrives. You get a custom order request. A woman wants a bespoke breakup recovery kit. She sends a 500-word email about her ex, Brad. You quote her $150. She agreed. You spend a week sourcing black tourmaline, writing a personalized incantation, and assembling it in a velvet pouch. You ship it priority mail. She receives it. She leaves a 5-star review that just says, "It worked." You feel a surge of purpose. This is it. This is your calling. You check your Stripe account. She disputed the charge the day after leaving the review. You are out $150 and a piece of black tourmaline. Years pass. You are 34. Your Etsy shop has 312 sales total. Your lifetime revenue is $6,400. You have spent $7,200 on supplies, Shopify fees, and that marketing course. You are in debt to the craft. Your Reiki master roommate moves out to get a real job. She becomes a dental hygienist. She says the energy is cleaner. You are alone with Merlin and 40 pounds of unsold dried herbs. You look at your bank account. You look at your altar. You light a candle for financial abundance. The candle is from your own stock. You consider this a write-off. Decline is not dramatic. It is a slow leak, like a self-love spell jar. You get a part-time job at the local crystal shop. You get a 20% employee discount. You spend your entire paycheck on inventory for your own shop. The cycle continues just with a discount. You meet someone at the shop. They are also an Etsy witch. You bond over your shared disdain for mass-produced sage bundles. You move in together. Your apartment becomes a warehouse for 2 failing spiritual businesses. The collective negative cash flow is a vibe you cannot cleanse. Comment clear quartz below if you've ever bought something for the vibes alone. At 40, you have a realization. The most successful witch you know on Instagram doesn't actually believe in any of it. She has a business degree and uses Canva. She sells the same jar for $35 and calls it a luxury manifestation vessel. She drives a Tesla. You drive a 2007 Honda Civic that smells of patchouli and regret. You decide to pivot. You start a course, How to Build Your Spiritual Brand. You charge $197. You sell 2 copies, one to your partner, one to a curious teenager who gets a refund within 24 hours. The universe's message is clear. You are not a business. You are a hobby with a shopping problem. Your final attempt at relevance is a podcast. The Witchy Hustle. You record 7 episodes in your closet for acoustics. You talk about aligning your chakras with your quarterly goals. Your co-host is your partner. The audio quality is poor. You get 17 downloads total. Episode 3 has 1 listener in Finland. They do not leave a review. You buy podcast promotion on a sketchy website for $50. You get 2,000 fake bot downloads. Your analytics spike. You feel a hollow sense of accomplishment. You tell your parents you're being featured on international platforms. You are technically correct. Your legacy is not a thriving empire. It is a digital footprint. Your Etsy shop stays open with an automatic vacation message. It says you're journeying inward and will return with renewed magic. You never return. Your Instagram becomes a graveyard of posts from 2022. Merlin the cat passes away. You bury him with a piece of rose quartz. You get a job at a call center for a vitamin subscription service. You are surprisingly good at it. You meet your daily call quota. You do not tell customers about the energy of the vitamins. You just read the script. You come home, your apartment is clean. The altar is in a box in the closet. You order takeout. You watch Netflix. It is peaceful. Years later, you are in a Target. You walk down the candle aisle. You see a large jar candle called Mystic Moonlight. It costs $12. You pick it up. You read the label. It says it contains notes of jasmine and sandalwood and is perfect for meditation. You smell it. It smells like every candle you ever tried to make. You put it back on the shelf. A young woman next to you picks it up. She looks at it with wonder. She puts it in her cart. You watch her walk away. You do not feel envy. You do not feel regret. You feel nothing. You buy paper towels and laundry detergent. You go home. The cycle is complete. All jokes aside, these are exaggerations. Internet caricatures born on social media and spread like wildfire. Yes, the modern cottagecore meets spirituality small business hustle is real, but turning Etsy witch into a universal punchline reduces real people to a single stereotype. Most people selling homemade goods online are creative individuals trying to make a little extra money or find community in a disconnected world. Behind every meme is a real person doing their best, often juggling a day job, mental health, and the genuine desire to make something beautiful. So laugh at the absurdity of overpriced glitter jars, but remember that the impulse to create and share a little magic, however silly, is fundamentally human.